a monkey.
I'm always happy to learn new things, so today I'm reacting to the Neanderthal video.
Science. I agree. I cannot believe that this is what a Neanderthal would have looked like 75... Oh, crap. Sorry, this is the right picture I was trying to show you guys. That was... Oh, wait a second.
Yo, does anybody remember the beef in the scientific community between African and white scientists that caused them to stop calling us monkeys? I don't know. I just thought about it right now and I wanted to share. So if anyone who doesn't know, you remember once upon a time, white people used to call black people monkeys. It was a thing, like we were just monkeys. Well, I believe Kenyan scientists now got mad and decided, you know what, fuck this thing. Since you're using racism to be, you're using science to be racist to us, let's use science to debunk it. So Kenyan scientists, African scientists now released a finding, whatever. So if you don't know, human evolution, right? So the closest thing we have to Homo sapiens, which is this current form of evolution, the closest thing we have to Homo sapiens on planet Earth is black people, Africans, specifically West Africans. While white people, it's been found that every living single white person on Earth has Neanderthal DNA in them. So African scientists now flip the script on them, and then in the African community, if you notice, like, y'all notice Neanderthal is a thing. So when that came out, African scientists were like, yo, how can you be out here calling us monkeys when we literally are the only pure Homo sapiens on Earth, and you are the literal monkey. You literally have monkey DNA in you, Neanderthal. So that kind of died down, and it's like white scientists were like, yeah, nah, this is an L we're not gonna take. So they went and came back with the ghost DNA. The ghost DNA, if you notice, it is like less than 10 years old. So white scientists came back and said, well, guess what, you Africans? You're not pure Homo sapiens either, because we found a ghost DNA in you that obviously we've not discovered before. That's when Ghanaian scientists came out with their own, and they said, oh yes, you did find a ghost DNA. The ghost DNA is the next step of human evolution, and that's the reason you can only find it in us, because we're the only pure Homo sapiens, and when it's time to evolve, we will evolve to that ghost DNA, and you monkeys will remain as monkeys. So that's where the conversation ended. And the white scientists, if you notice, you have noticed white people no longer use DNA and genes to do racism, because Africans showed them that we're the ones that are supposed to be here. They're Neanderthal.
What happens when we mix with the Neanderthal species? It takes 6 or 7 generations to breed out the neuromelanin, or the amount of carbon needed in the avatar for our souls to incarnate one. Meaning, if you mix with them, you will still produce a 9-ether being, something like J. Cole. But throughout time, if your bloodline continues this practice, your seeds will start to lose their light. And there will be signs. They will start to lose their glow or their brown skin. Their ether will lose the ability to connect to the Akash and connect to the rest of us, meaning it will die and become straight. In short, a 9-ether being mixing with any other species will produce a 9-ether being, unless you continue to breed out the tools necessary for a 9-ether soul to take host. Peace to the gods.
My guy, science just proved that the Bible was real without even knowing it. Okay, so as y'all know, scientists just found out there's another DNA called Neanderthal DNA. Alright, so now I'm about to tell y'all why science just proved that the Bible is real without even realizing it. So scientists are saying that every race contains Neanderthal DNA. You know, Asians, Latinos, Europeans, Hispanics, and the list goes on. But they also say that every race has Neanderthal DNA except for African modern descendants, aka black people. Like, you know, they really just proven that the Bible really is talking about the black people and how they're the real Hebrew Israelites, the real Jews. No disrespect, but one of the scientists actually noted that it's kind of like them being the pure humans. Hey, that didn't come from me. That they said that. I'm just repeating it. Now, let me tell you where Neanderthal blood came from. Neanderthals came from Nephilims. Nephilims came from giants, and giants came from the fallen angels. Now, the Bible speaks about how the fallen angels were supposed to be protecting the humans. But instead, they begin to fancy them and begin to do sexual activities with the women and men, creating children. These children became dysfunctional giants, like those of Goliath, the one that David fought in the Bible. The giants soon began to create their own offsprings, creating the Nephilims, which allowed the Nephilims to create kids, which resulted into Neanderthals. Now, Neanderthal skin couldn't expose to the sun, so they had to move to a colder climate, aka the Caucasus Mountains. See where I'm going there? Which is where they got the word Caucasians from. Their skin grew lighter and lighter, which created the lighter skin pigmentation, which a lot of these races and ethnicities carry till this day. Now, Nephilims were giants, the violent offspring produced when wicked angels mated with human women in the days of Noah. The hybrids born from this unnatural union were no ordinary children. Since the Neanderthal blood is still alive, that just proved that some must have lived after the Noah flood. Otherwise, their habitation would have been washed away during this global catastrophe. This means one or more of the 8 people that was on Noah's Ark must have carried the unique genetic variations that Neanderthals possessed, allowing those genes to survive and to be passed on for a time before they eventually died out. Anyways, I got more to talk about, but we just gonna do that later. So I hope they don't take my page down again for something like this. But let's get into it.
What can I say? You learn something new every day. I could say a lot on this topic, but I'm not gonna say too much. Growing up in Jamaica, that's one of the go-to disrespectful word, you monkey. And we all know where it came from. A lot of self-hate, but